So, you see these little things here. See if I can zoom in on Harley. See that little thing he's eating? So I found out, here's what they look like before they're eaten. Anyway, I found out that we have and I hope I pronounced this correctly, Kusa dogwood tree. And they produce these little fruits in the late summer, early fall. And I didn't know what they were. This is the first year that they've produced any fruits. Nico just jumped on me. Here, Nico. And so I didn't know what they were. And so I sent a picture to my friend. And she wasn't sure either, so she sent a picture to her friend. And ultimately we found out that these are Kusa fruits. So, you see them, you see what's going on there? You see Harley chasing Petey? I've been asked before, do they fight over food? You know, they don't really fight over food. But that's generally because I have multiple feeding stations when I bring them stuff. Like they have multiple foraging bowls and things like that. So they don't really fight over food. But I've noticed with these things, they kind of bicker with each other over them, and they'll chase each other to get one. And so these things, they love these things. They kind of taste like kind of like a mango, or like a mix between mango and pumpkin. And they're not cultivated, so you won't find them in the stores. But people make jams and preserves and wine. I'm not going to make any wine for the boys with them, but yeah, they're edible. So the boys have been enjoying them. Huh? You been enjoying those kusas? Yeah, I don't got nothing in that pocket. Did you guys already get the other one that was over here? You did, didn't you? So anyway, yeah, normally they don't fight over food. But for some reason, these little treats here, they absolutely love. And I cannot find these on the glycemic index because I always monitor how much fruit I give them based on where it falls on the glycemic index. If it's a higher glycemic load, then I don't give them very much. They might just get like a little itty bitty bit. Like grapes are considerably higher on the glycemic index, and that's why they don't get a lot of them. Whereas berries, like blueberries and strawberries, are a little lower on the glycemic index, so they might get a few more of those. But I cannot find these. Oh, he found another one down there. I just came in and kind of threw them different places. But I can't find these on the glycemic index, so I don't know where they fall on there. So I don't know how many I can safely give them. So I usually bring them out 2 or 3 each and let them eat on them. Here comes Petey. Here comes the Petey. Hey there, Petey. So today I want to talk about food. There's Nico down here. Yeah, he's eating on his kusa. Yeah, is that good? He says, I like it. Yeah. So I've been asked, what can they eat? Technically, they can eat anything we can. And what I mean by that is, because another question I've been asked is, are any of our foods toxic to them? Like sometimes some of our foods, grapes, chocolate, can be toxic to dogs. There is nothing that we can eat as humans that is considered toxic to them. So they can eat anything we can eat. Now, just because they can, doesn't mean they should. And I'm very particular about their diet. They have a very strict diet, and I stick to that. They don't get processed foods. They don't get foods with sugars in them. They don't get foods with sodium in them. And the reason is because they are highly susceptible to diabetes. And I have read many, many studies of monkeys and how susceptible they are to diabetes. So that's why I'm very careful with their sugar intake. I mean, I actually count the grams of sugar that I give them every day, because while I don't give them sugary foods, some of the things that I give them, for instance, in their monkey biscuit cereal, which I'm going to talk about that here in a few minutes, I mix in a little bit of yogurt, which does have sugar, and a little bit of baby food, which has sugar as well. So I count those grams of sugar that they get, because according to my vet, they can safely have 1 gram of sugar per 3 pounds of weight. So that's not very many grams of sugar in a day. So I count the grams they get to make sure I don't go over that. So anyway, I'm very particular with that. And then also sodium intake is important to monitor as well, because, see here, Harley's up here with me. See if I can zoom out a little bit. Oh, he wants to come up here. Okay, hold on. Thank you. You are such a good boy. Yes, you are such a good boy. Nico trying to come up here. Yeah, here comes the Nico. Hi there, Nico. You got your little kusa fruit? Yeah, Nico got his kusa fruit. Yeah. So their sodium is another thing that I monitor very carefully, because I've read some research studies done on the vervets that they can get hypertension. So I'm like, oh, good grief. So I'm very careful to make sure I don't, if I make them anything and it calls for salt, I just don't put salt in it. So they don't get hardly any sodium. So I'm very, very particular with their diet. For the most part, they get fruits, a little bit of fruit, vegetables, nuts, seeds, you know, things like that they would get in the wild. I give them the apple sticks to chew on. I'm going to talk about that here in a little bit, because that's an important part of their diet. In the wild, they eat browse, which is leaves and sticks, branches, things like that. So, so their diet is very important, because yeah, I tell you that I don't want to have to try to give insulin shots to these guys. That is just not only would it be miserable for them, but I just don't want to have to try to do that. What are you doing up here, Nico? So yeah, giving insulin shots to a monkey is not something I want to do. That is not something I want to do. You see yourself, oh, look at you. What a beautiful boy. Yes, little Harley. Yes, little Harley. I say little, he's a big boy. Now he came up on me. So, another important thing with their diet is their monkey biscuits. And the monkey biscuits have all the nutrients that they wouldn't get just with regular eating. So, so I always make sure they get their monkey biscuits every day. And most monkeys, a lot of times I find that most monkeys will not eat the monkey biscuits. They just won't do it. I'll show you here. I brought one out. Hopefully they don't fight over it, but all right, I just put one on the thing here. We'll see what Nico does with it. He's like, yeah. Yeah, see, they won't eat it usually. They'll pick it up, they'll play with it. They might kind of chew on it a little bit, but they won't eat it. Now, that is an old world monkey biscuit for old world monkeys. Here's what they will eat. Let's see if they will eat any of these. They will eat these new world monkey biscuits. Oh, dropped a couple there. These they'll eat just plain. Yeah, see? He'll eat it. They like those. Here you go. Here you go, Harley. You want one? You want one? There you go. Yeah, see, Harley's eating one. So, they like those. They like those, but they don't like the old world monkey biscuits. So what I have to do to get them to eat them, and here's the difference. The new world monkey biscuits, they aren't bad for them. It's just that it's missing some of the ingredients that they would need for old world monkeys. So they eat them, they like them, and that's why I let them eat them, but they have to have the old world monkey biscuits. They have to have those so that they're getting all the nutrients that they need. So what I have to do is, I have to grind up those monkey biscuits, the big ones, those old world ones. I have to grind them up in my food processor and make it into a powder. And then I mix in a little bit of water with it and let it kind of absorb the water. And I do put a little bit of the Gerber baby rice cereal in there so that it makes it kind of a smooth taste, because it's kind of grainy. Yeah, see, he went up there and got one. He's eating it. They love them. They love the New World monkey biscuits. So anyway, grind it up, put in a little bit of water with a little bit of the Gerber baby rice cereal, and then let it sit for about 5 or 10 minutes. Then I mix in just a little bloop of baby food, and then just a little bloop of yogurt, and then they eat it. So it kind of makes it up. It's like a hot cereal, kind of like oatmeal, like you make oatmeal cereal. It's kind of like that consistency. They eat it like crazy. I mean, they'll eat the entire bowl when I make it. They just love it. But get them to eat a monkey biscuit like that? Nope. And my vet had told me early on when I first got Kiara, he says, I don't care what you do, you got to get these monkey biscuits in her. He goes, you've got to get them in her. And so that's when I had to start getting creative on how I could get her to eat them. And that was the only way I could get her to eat them, and it worked. And so then I've just always done it for all the monkeys. And they love it. So, okay, so I think that pretty much covers diet. So I've been asked, do I brush their teeth? I do not brush their teeth because they really don't need their teeth brushed. For one, I don't give them foods that would rot their teeth. For two, I give them like the apple sticks that I give them to chew on, which are just twigs from an apple tree. And that kind of helps with any tartar that may build up on their teeth. But also when they go in for their annual exams every year, that's Petey and Harley up there, they always do a dental exam and clean their teeth. So they're fine. They don't need to have their teeth brushed every day. That's just not really necessary. So we don't do it. Okay, let's see, what else did I want to cover? Another question I get asked is, do they get ticks and fleas? Well, they don't really get fleas like a dog or a cat. They don't harbor fleas. Now, if I were to put them in a heavily infested area of fleas and leave them there for some time, they would maybe get them. But as a general rule, they don't. They don't harbor fleas. They can get ticks, just like humans can. But we don't have that problem out here, so I've never had to take a tick off of them. But yeah, they don't get fleas. And then another question I wanted to answer in this video was, don't they, oops, sorry, Petey just jumped on me. Oh my goodness, now I got Petey and Nico on me. There we go, Nico just fell down, or jumped down. There's Petey. Oh, do you see yourself? My Petey boy. Yeah, my Petey boy. All right, so the last thing I wanted to cover was, I've been asked, don't they carry diseases? And the thing is with these guys is, no, they don't. They don't have any diseases. All three of these guys were born in captivity by breeders here in the United States, and they have to meet strict guidelines for USDA in order to even have a breeder's license. So the chance of a monkey that was born in captivity like that having any sort of disease is rare. However, what I do with all three of these guys, oh my goodness, Harley just jumped on me. All three of these guys have had blood work done for a test that's called a simian panel or simian profile. And what that is just blood work that tests for all the common diseases found in old world monkeys. And there's only a few laboratories here in the United States that do that actual test, so they have to send the blood work off to one of those laboratories. But I had all 3 of these guys tested, and all 3 of them are 100% disease-free. They don't have any diseases. So I like to have that done because because it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when you get bit, then I know that I'm not going to get any diseases. So I can, while the bite may hurt and may require some medical attention, at least I know I'm not going to get any diseases. Harley and Nico. Hi there, Nico baby. Hey there, my Nico baby. So that's pretty much what I wanted to cover today. Information about their foods, and then information about diseases. And yeah, so they are really calm right now. Except for earlier when I first came out here with those little kusa fruits and they were chasing each other around over them. Did you find another one laying on the ground there? Yeah. There you go. And there's the Petey. He's up there getting some leftover pieces.